And then if things go wrong your way, he can help and fix them. That's how a good relationship works, right? I don't know. Today, we're reacting to more womansplaining men to women. So I can understand from a fellow woman why you guys are like that. Why are you like that? That's the only question I have for you. Time to learn. Time to go to school, to class, to learn.
Womansplaining Men to Women, Part 11. I gotta
Reading
drop
his
another
face.
truth bomb on ya. Ladies, it is time to reclaim all the time you're wasting trying to read anything off his face.
I can't just read your face. Huh? True. She's playing with fire. I know you're not supposed to stand in front of a guy when he's watching his show. He's gonna get mad at you. He's trying to have his man time. Bruh.
My team when they're losing, so it's okay.
But I just got so annoyed watching this.
I
know
did
she's
too.
trying to be funny. I know that. But I think most guys watching this know she's not joking. I get so annoyed when women date men knowing they like sports or knowing they like video games.
And then they get mad.
Keep dating, but expect him to suddenly stop liking sports and video games. As if the moment he agreed to get serious with you, he also agreed to never have hobbies again. And I'm not saying men are never clingy like this, but I do not see passive-aggressive videos of men filming themselves being angry that their wife is ignoring them while she watches RuPaul's Drag Race.
I feel like there's a difference between you do your hobbies and your significant other is weird about it and is like, why are you watching football? If there's like an agreed thing, like it's you need to do a thing and you didn't do the thing and you just watch football and you didn't do the thing you promised to do, then you can be mad. Like that makes sense. But just being mad and weird about it for no reason, if there's context, I would understand more. Maybe you could be in the right, but this is just annoying.
No, honestly, a video like that would be funny at this point. Like, oh my god, look at his face. That's a cry for help right there. And I heard him say
Bo's
something
so
like, oh, my team
tired.
is losing anyway, so it's fine. That's called a coping mechanism. I used to say shit like that to my bullies in high school who would mess with me as a way of making them think they're not winning. And she called it Ignore Your Wife Weekend. A football game is like 3 hours.
Why would you
call it that? If a man can't spend 3 hours a week ignoring his wife, what does he even have in this world? And stuff like this really messes with guys. See, when you first started dating, you tricked him into thinking that you would be okay with him watching sports or okay with him playing video games. And that brought him a lot of relief to know that you would be okay with that part of him.
And now you're being annoying
about
about
one of those
it.
things that people think will just magically change after marriage.
Bruh.
People really trick themselves into thinking that marriage just changes things.
Also, something I feel like people think that you're supposed to grow up and you're supposed to stop gaming or stop watching things you like. It doesn't make sense. You're gonna keep doing those things. You can be like 30, 40 years old and you're still gonna play video games. You don't have to grow out of that. That's a normal thing to do. But people are weird and they just think if we get married now, we can't have any fun anymore. We just have to sit around and do adult things and no fun. It's very annoying.
If he didn't clean before the marriage, he's not going to clean after. And if he liked sports and video games before the marriage, he's not going to stop liking them after.
This
The
is
man you
true.
date is
Exactly.
also going to be the man you're married to. And quite frankly, now he's going to be worried about you. Because you used to be okay with him having his own space.
You're
and
not
doing his
chill
own thing.
anymore.
And now you aren't. Now
Yes.
he's freaked out thinking, what is she even doing when I'm not with her? Just waiting for me to be with her? Can I even be my own man anymore?
Good
And
question.
what the hell is going on with this couch situation? My man is
couch.
facing sideways to watch the TV?
Not
Why are you
optimal
watching your TV
placement.
sideways?
Get
Ladies,
a better
please,
placement.
Face your couch toward your TV. Let your man have his hobbies and have your own hobbies, or you will kill each other.
You're gonna kill each other is a crazy way to end that. I did not think that was gonna be the end result, but maybe she knows better than me.
Explaining Men to Women, Part 11. I gotta drop another truth bomb on ya. Ladies, it is time to reclaim all the time you're wasting trying to read anything off his face. If you're trying to figure something out, and you go to his face for information, you will receive inconclusive data.
I feel like usually men have a resting, like, deer in the headlights face. Like, if they're confronted, you guys are just like, eyes real big and scared because, I don't know, you don't like dealing with conflict. You don't like thinking about those things. So if someone confronts you or you're trying to understand something and you're like, hey dude, what's up? Then he's gonna be like, nothing. It's just kind of how you guys are. Anytime I've ever talked to any man ever, even my dad, he just has no thoughts, head empty. He's just like, what? What? Huh?
They say men are dogs, but in this way, men are more like cats. They do not show their pain. Your man could
That
be under the
too.
most stress and anxiety of his life, and his face will look like this. Your man could be so euphoric and overjoyed, and his face will look like
No
this.
expression.
Those long silences could be anything. He might be trying to remember a word, or he might be reconsidering his entire life with you. But you're not
You
going to be able
guys
to tell
can
from his
show
face.
more
I cannot
emotion,
tell you how many
though.
times I've been like, "Are you mad
You're
at me?"
allowed.
And he's like, "No, I'm trying to remember if it was Ramses or Khufu who was the pharaoh who had over 200 kids." And I'm just like, "Well, misread that one." And that's no good. I'm going to tell you right now, you're going to get yourself into so much trouble reading way too deep into things. I always say, if you're going to go digging, you're going to find dirt. Like, sometimes girls will try to
Dirt?
say certain things to gauge his reaction, to try to, like, catch him.
Not the bait. If you're one of those people that try to bait someone into like saying something or doing something so you can like start an argument or like cause something, that is so annoying. I hate people like that. That just makes me mad. But I was gonna say, guys, it's okay to show a little emotion. I know it's kind of like, I don't know. Guys aren't always really emotional with each other because, I don't know, society. But you guys can be okay emotionally. You can cry. You can need a hug. You can laugh. It's okay. I promise. It's okay.
They'll be like, "I bet you wish I had a nicer body like your coworker,
Oh my
Cindy."
God.
Like, just to see what you'll
Oh
say.
my God.
Dude, he knows it's a trap. Men invented
That's so
bait. He knows what
annoying.
you're doing. These little traps never work how people want them to, and they
And
are
it causes a
killing
fight.
good relationships by creating these patterns of toxic self-fulfilling prophecies by jumping to conclusions. If you really want to know what's up with him, ask. Because you're
Yes.
either going to get what you really want, or he'll finally realize he's holding in a fart and fix his face. This commenter asks, but why do we, the men, always have to be the ones to initiate everything?
Is that
That
true?
is a fucking great question for the ladies. This is almost like one of those chicken and the egg questions. Like, did men become the pursuers because they liked it or because we like it?
I feel like women just like to know that somebody's interested in them. It's like either one person has to take the L and potentially get rejected or the other. The women just want the men to take the L. Like they don't want to get rejected. So it's like, oh, I guess the guys gotta get rejected. Like what?
But spoiler alert, Womansplaining episode 19, men like being pursued too. They like being told they're cute. They like being asked
Cute?
out. They
Really?
really like it when you take their hand and pull them away somewhere private. Having been both the chaser and the chased at some point in my life, I can say there are pros and cons to both. There's definitely a certain thrill to the chase, as they say, but it comes with a lot of baggage. After all, as the pursuer, you are the only one who carries the risk of rejection.
Yes.
And it can be a lot to be the only one dealing with it over and over and over
You can
again.
get your heart broken and the
And
other
if you tend
person
to wanna
doesn't even
be pursued,
realize.
you do get to be in a cozy spot when it happens because you end up being the final gatekeeper. However, that also leaves you up to getting mad slept on because you're never showing your cards or telling
True.
people what you want. That's why I think for the
True.
cat and mouse thing to really work, both sides need to initiate to some degree.
You have
And
to be a
honestly,
cat
ladies,
and a
after everything
mouse.
we've been through with the whole Me Too movement and everything, we actually have to start stepping up and initiating more.
True.
Because good men need a really clear, hard, loud green light before they are going
And he's like a flashing sign. Hello, I am interested. Please give me attention. Wee woo.
to try anything.
Literally.
And shit, ladies, if you love getting what you want, being in control, and letting your consent
You just
be
gotta
known,
do it yourself.
real easy way to do that is you initiate it.
True.
Womansplaining Men to Women, part 13. Okay, so
The
low-key,
tea?
your man doesn't exactly want you to know this, but he also kind of does. He loves the tea. If you found out one of the
I
single
love
soccer
the
moms on your
tea,
kids'
too.
team slept with a ref, low-key, he would love to hear about it.
I feel like everybody loves the tea. Drama is fun if you're not part of it. But then once you're part of it, it's the worst thing ever and you'd never want to hear any drama ever again. And you need a recovery period of a couple weeks and then you're finally okay to go back into the ring and listen to some more drama. This is literally what humans thrive on. People love to hear drama. They love to hear what's going on. So it makes sense. It makes sense why you guys would like the drama. I like the drama. We need more drama. We need more entertainment. I'll give you the drama. I'll give you the tea, okay? Just believe in me.
Like, he might act stoic, he might act like he's above it, but I guarantee you 1 mile into the drive home, and he's gonna be like, so which ref was it? And don't underestimate his ability to keep track of all the characters. I guarantee you at any time he could list off an entire roster of like 3 different sports teams or the entire cast of like 4 Final Fantasy games. He has the bandwidth. I don't care how manly he is. I don't care if he's 200 pounds of solid muscle with a beard past his man steaks.
Bro wants to know the tea.
An absolute lumber snack. Girl, he wants the tea just like the rest of us. Womansplaining Men to Women, episode 15. Men are the first ones to say, I got it taken care of, before they have even mildly begun to figure it out. But rest assured, they will figure it out. We all occasionally fly by the seat of our own pants. Men are pilots, absolute aerospace
That's
engineers.
all you guys do? You just kind of like YOLO everything?
The seat of their pants flying. What? You know how often a man will pull into his driveway just in time for his wife to text, hey, did you pick up that rock salt? And he'll go, yep, as he's pulling back out to go get that rock salt. Is he lying? Yeah, but that's all because your peace of mind is the most important part of the plan.
To be fair, he's gonna do it either way. It just might be a little delayed. He's gonna still get it. Technically, he's getting it. And technically, the yes will be a truth in like, what, 5 minutes after he gets it? You don't know necessarily. It's like the Schrodinger's salt. You don't know if it was fake or real, but it'll be real eventually. Because he said it would be.
A plan that he does not have, but also totally has. And that tends to frustrate us as women because we tend to be way more type A than men, and we like to have things a little bit more planned out. But people confuse men's not having a plan with not being prepared. And those are 2 different things. Ironically, the way men do prepare is by preparing for nothing to go according to plan. You know, the one thing us women don't plan for. So you'll notice that when we are getting frustrated because nothing's going according to plan, he's taking it like a champion because he never planned for anything to go right in the first place.
Bro just expects everything to be a failure and then he can just figure it all out. He's got the brain on overdrive. I mean, that's useful. If you have a guy like that who can just solve all your problems, that's good. But then if they don't do things right, I guess it's kind of frustrating. You just have to have the balance. You have to have the balance of doing things right your way, and then if things go wrong your way, he can help and fix them. That's how a good relationship works, right? I don't know. I don't know how they work.
Therefore, it's all going according to plan. It's actually kind of annoying how men have not figuring things out all figured out.
That's just their specialty. I was unaware.
So if it feels like your man is ignoring you or is mad at you because he's just kind of staring off, you might just be lost in his nothing box. See, men do this thing where they accidentally transcend the space-time continuum, and we call it their nothing box. And they really don't know when it's going to happen. They'll just be in the middle of something, and then all of a sudden they just fall through a wormhole. It's something that he wishes he could do on purpose because it's actually quite peaceful, but he knows that it's going to happen right before you're about to tell him.
Is this just like zoning out or like dissociating? Is that the word? Where you just like don't comprehend things around you and you chill out like crazy. But usually you kind of do it if like you're overwhelmed, right? I think. I don't know.
Something really important instead. So instead of getting mad at him for unintentionally achieving a state of dharma, here's what to do the next time you see him just reformatting. It's actually a lot like sleepwalking. You don't really want to interrupt it or anything. So instead what you can do is just kind of like leave a message on his chest or just kind of like put it in his hand or something. He'll figure it out. Is this her husband? Next level of your relationship.
Figure it out.
You're welcome. Womansplaining Men Part 17. Raise your hand if you are a woman and you believe that men expect praise for doing work. Yeah, it's a pretty common misconception, but let's be clear. Men do not expect praise for anything. In fact, they're almost always super thrown off when they receive it. That's why when you compliment a man, instead of looking happy like you might expect, he might look confused or even mad like he thinks you're messing with him. So I think this misconception that men are expecting the praise actually comes from the fact that women are always the ones telling other women to praise their men when they do chores to motivate them to do more chores.
Wait, what? There's like a pyramid scheme of how to manipulate men by telling them they're doing a good job so the men don't trust it anymore. Am I on the right page here? What is happening? What is happening in the online women scene that I don't know about? What?
And that's really annoying to hear, right? Because it's not like we're getting parades thrown in the street every time we do stuff. But what I've realized is that women who are telling you these things, who are experienced with living with and working with men, are not doing it as some like 1950s Pavlovian dog training. It's just because they've known men long enough to see how strongly they react to appreciation. Basic acknowledgement just hits men different. Like, look at this, for example. If someone were to thank you as a woman for vacuuming the living room, you'd either take it as being passive aggressive, like it's expected of you, or it would just feel like nothing because we receive way better compliments all the time.
Well, I feel like it's kind of something weird to compliment, because it's just like, yeah, of course I'm gonna do that. It kind of goes both ways. We don't necessarily know how to process the praise either, but it's like different sides of the spectrum. One is like rock bottom, one is like too much that we're scared that it's like a different weird kind of praise. So the praise economy is ruined. This is what I'm hearing. It's destroyed and we need to fix it somehow.
Like, girl, the other day I went to buy wine and the lady who ID'd me called me movie star famous. What did I do to deserve that?
What?
Men are not having these experiences. Men are not getting stopped in the street, told how cute their hair is or how cute their top looks on them. Here's the big thing. It's not that men expect praise for doing work. It's that they're sick of being told what they did wrong when they do work. Look, I'll tell on myself real quick. I used to never cook. My husband did all the cooking. And
Your husband cooks? Okay, but that's kind of crazy. That's kind of a goated husband. You get a husband that knows how to chef it up? That's a real good man right there.
I so much as heated up SpaghettiOs on the stovetop, my husband would thank me for cooking.
Oh my
That is
God.
so silly, and yet it made me feel good, and it made me want to learn how to cook better, and I did, and I'm a great cook now.
Yay!
So I want you to stop
Growth.
looking at giving your man accolades as babying him or putting yourself down, and I want you to start thinking about it as, how can we both validate and reassure each other in healthy ways?
That makes sense. Well, it's like we just need to work on praise that's genuine. Because I feel like women praise each other like other women, and sometimes it's kind of fake, or sometimes it's like a backhanded insult. And then with men, it's kind of like she was saying, the whole women tell thank yous to men so that they feel like they can do more chores, and you're like manipulating them. Like, what? That's creating a bad rep, and then men are gonna have trust issues and not want to like take it genuinely because there's like this horrible thing happening. I think we just need a clean reset of the thank you economy, the praise economy, and it needs to be genuine and not expecting anything in return. I think there maybe needs to be like a little less on the women's side and a little more on the men's side, but like with good intentions. Because I think there's too much on the women's side because it's too not genuine, and not enough on the men's side because the only people that are doing it for manipulation. Like, what is happening?
Can't build an empire without lifting each other up.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I learned so much.